Hey guys, welcome to my new show called Wrestling Alert. This is gonna be a show where I talk about a couple topics, like greatness of wrestling episodes, some like other wrestling companies. It's like a little news show, kind of like greatness of wrestling. Let me know if you guys like this and if I should continue this or if I just should not. Are doing self-promoting. Wow. Okay, let's get into this. I'm really excited. As you can see, I dressed up for this. So let's get into this. So let's talk about All Elite Wrestling. So they released a couple matches for their upcoming event called Double or Nothing, and honestly, I'm impressed. This is a pretty good match card so far. We get an Alpha versus Omega rematch from last year, and from last year's Wrestle Kingdom. Oh my God, this is pretty big, honestly. Like Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. I mean, they got two of the biggest stars in wrestling right now. Like, they're two of the biggest, so I think this is fairly exciting. And now we got Adam Page versus Pac. I know who Pac is. Can't say the same about Adam Page, but I think that Pac, or Neville, I think now that he's back wrestling, I think this is a pretty big impact. I think this match is going to be exciting. I mean, Neville's a great wrestler. It's going to be a great match. Okay, let's just face the facts. It's going to be a great match. Honestly, I don't know why I just sounded angry. But anyways, the next match, and this one is probably the biggest. You get Cody Rhodes versus his brother Goldust, or Dustin Rhodes, in brother versus brother. So this basically confirms that Goldust has left WWE, which that's sad, but I think this is a great move, and I think this is probably the most exciting match on the card. This is huge. I can't even go into words. I think this is what's going to make this a big event. We all saw All In last year. That was a huge event. So I think All Elite Wrestling could potentially be major competition to WWE. I don't think they'll destroy the WWE, but they'll definitely be. WWE is definitely aware. I heard that Ted Turner's think they're signing a contract with Ted Turner for Turner Network. So yeah, it's basically gonna be like WCW in the day. Who knows? Maybe who knows? Maybe it could take over WWE one day. Probably not, but you never know. Although this is pretty exciting, I got to admit. So, okay, dream match of the day. Okay, this is like a mini new thing where we talk about a dream match. Nicholas versus Mr. Miz. This has to happen. This is my old favorite dream match. We need to get this. Hashtag Mr. Miz versus Nicholas. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. We got to make this match happen. Because, this is a dream match. Although this is going to be more serious, where we actually talk about serious dream matches that could happen in the future. This part of the show. But at this one, I just saw this picture, so I thought I'll just make a joke out of it this time. But it's gonna be we're gonna actually be talking about actual dream matches that could happen this year and have a very strong possibility of happening. But I think today, The Miz versus Nicholas, a Raw tag, one half of the Raw tag team champions at one point, 10-year-old, a 10-year-old. I'm sorry, I still can't get over that. God. But, I'm just, this match would be terrible. Okay, Greatness of Wrestling review. So he released a new one, this week. It was honestly a pretty good episode. You guys should go watch that, at his channel. You should probably, go to my channels, and you'll see it. It was a pretty good episode this week. He talked about, how Sasha Banks is being kind of unprofessional right now when she's trying to leave. She won't show up on Raw. Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper are doing it professionally, and like Dean Ambrose, look, WWE is like treating him like they can see the respect because they made an event specifically for him to go out. Well, him and the Shield, but still, I mean, it wouldn't happen if he wasn't leaving. Like, they're doing this for him. So you gotta, so, fair play, but like, and he wasn't even being used that well. He almost had a feud with Nia Jax, and Luke Harper, he won a tag team title not that, like, about a year ago, but what else has he done? Nothing, like, so, it sucks, but, they did it professionally, and he also, like, talked about how AEW is kind of, like, becoming a meme, which, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree, but I think it's honestly pretty exciting, so that's my personal opinion. He talked about those stuff, he talked about how how Vince McMahon fired a writer. Like, damn. And that he also talked about how Roman Reigns, they might do the same thing with Roman Reigns that they did on Raw, except instead of Raw, it's going to be on SmackDown. I disagree because it's like, I don't think they're going to do the same thing with Roman Reigns again. Because I think now I think Seth Rollins, they're considering to be the face of Raw right now. My personal opinion, but I could be wrong, so I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think it was a good episode. A lot of good points. Go watch it. It's great. Keeping it short for today. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this type of videos. I'm not gonna make it like all the time, like, but like maybe like once a month or week. Like, we'll talk about a couple stories. It's similar to Greatness of Wrestling. Let me know if you guys want to see another episode or just don't want to see this ever again. Let me know, because I'll leave it up to you guys. Thank you so much for the support on my last couple of videos. I really appreciate it. I have an Instagram that I'm gonna pop up at the end in the after credit scene in my outro. But so go follow that. I think so. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you around.